just they can join others. Yes, they can join others.
హలో, నేను మాట్లాడేది వినిపిస్తుందండి? Am I audible?
వినిపిస్తుందండి. Yes, it is audible.
Okay, thank you. హరీష్ మెసేజ్ పెట్టు, ఏదైనా ఇష్యూ ఉంటే నాకు మెసేజ్ చేయండి, అడుగుతాను.
ఎస్ ఆడిబుల్. ఇక్కడ రూమ్ లో కూడా మేము ఒక ఫ్యూ మినిట్స్ ఇస్తే అందరు రీగ్రూప్ అవుతారు. దెన్ వీ కెన్ గెట్ స్టార్టెడ్.
ఓకే.
వస్తే అప్రోచ్ ఆర్డర్ చేయడం అవుతుందా? ఆర్డర్ చేయడం అవుతుందా? ఆర్డర్ చేయడం అవుతుందా? ట్రై చేసింది అయితే ఆల్రెడీ చూపించాను. ఎస్ స్పాట్లైట్ నెక్స్ట్ మనం గురుప్రసాద్ గారు.
చెప్పండి.
నమస్తే. నమస్తే అండి. అది ఐ
నమస్తే
థింక్
అండి.
రెడీ. మీరు మీరు
స్టార్ట్ చేయొచ్చా?
వీడియో కూడా ఆన్ చేసుకోవచ్చు మీరు.
నేను వీడియో ఆన్లోనే ఉందండి నాది.
మనకి యాక్చువల్ రాధామాధవ్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ కనిపిస్తుంది.
నేను కూర్చుంటాను అక్కడ వచ్చి ఇప్పుడు.
కూర్చుంటారా? ఓకే, పర్ఫెక్ట్.
ఇది కొంచెం ముగ్గురే ఉన్నాం ఇక్కడ, దాంట్లో
ఓకే.
ఐప్యాడ్ ఇస్తే మధ్యలో టైం తీసుకుంటాం. స్టార్ట్ చేయమంటారా? అడుగుతా.
విల్ స్టార్ట్. బ్రీఫ్ ఇంట్రొడక్షన్ తర్వాత వి విల్ స్టార్ట్. Namaskaram, Master. Thank you all. As part of day 3, it is my privilege to introduce the next speaker, none other than our brother
వినిపిస్తుంది.
Kamampati Guruprasad, Chandrasekhar Guruprasad. He is the current international chairman of World Teacher Trust, Jagadguru Peetam. And also he has been an ardent follower of Master EK and Master KPK. And he also had the privilege to kind of witness 2 grandmasters in his lifetime. As a child, he had interactions with Master EK at a different level. But as he was growing up, he immensely observed Master KPK and kind of took the essence of both the teachings. So it is our pleasure that, today he is going to say a few words of wisdom to this group. And I'm so happy to introduce him because more recently he's also completed a Europe tour where on Maypal Day he spoke about practical aspects of Upanishad, which is very useful for all our members. So besides being very silent in the group for many years, he's been very observant of what the master has been doing and kind of been a very strong pillar in silently supporting the master, almost like a thread in a garland. We don't see it, but it is very important that, we need such kind of members to really take the organization forward. And as the Master KPK is no more with us in the physical plane, he has taken the mantle to move forward the organization And with immense joy, I can say he's also my elder brother and kind of my friend, guardian, and more than that. Also, in spite of taking all these responsibilities, as we often speak, he's always remained very silent, even when I asked him how we are doing, because he has a very busy professional life too. And on top of it, taking care of the trust activities and everything, his answer always remains the same. I'm not doing it, it's just happening, and I happen to be there. So that's how he has kind of been in the path and kind of moved forward. So I'm very grateful that today he'll be speaking a few words of wisdom to this group. Thank you. You can continue.
हरिः ॐ मेधां मे इन्द्रो ददातु मेधां देवी सरस्वती मेधां मे अश्विनावुभौ आधत्तां पुष्करस्रजाः आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकुर्यात् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणमस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Hearty fraternal greetings and good wishes to all the brothers and sisters that have gathered at the Pocono mountains in the Ingeri heat and a few members that have gathered here with me at Radha Madhavam. I really feel blessed to be part of Mass Free Centenary celebrations that are being conducted by the Brotherhood Friends of Niagara, center of any celebrations that are conducted by the Brotherhood is verily the master. Be it Master VK, be it Master KPK, or be it master MN. It is one master that functions to the masters that we follow. Either it be any guru for the disciple who is on the path. It is the one master that communicates to the guru. It is the one master that guides the disciple on the path of liberation, on the path of yoga, and group lives for the brotherhood of World Teacher Trust is a great opportunity to connect, to align, and to reorient once again to the energy of master that vibrates in the sanctum sanctorum, in the prayer hall, on the altar, and every place the group life is conducted, and which vibrates through all the members that gather as a group for the group life. In the Aquarian age, group is called master. Master is verily the group, and group itself is the master. So being with the group should be considered as being with the master. Hearing out to the members of the group should be considered as hearing to the master. Interacting with the group should be considered as interacting with the master. The purpose for which the group life is organized is to totally recalibrate our instrument so that the functioning of the instrument is aligned in a way that the instrument functions in the manner it should function. It would function exactly for the purpose it has to function, and thereby the objective of functioning is realized. As all of you know, we have taken to the path of yoga. When we have taken to the path of yoga, it is the path of return that we have taken. It is the path of nivrutti that we have taken. It is a path which leads us to the spirit. We as souls have come down into the creation to experience and thereby evolve over a period of time through experience. And then final destination for any being that descends into the creation is nothing but finally reaching the spirit. It is from that particular spot, which is the center of everything, and from which the everything has expressed out, is basically that which we call as that, or that which we call as spirit, or that which we call as a super soul, or that which we call as Brahman. So from where we have come down, we have to reach back to the same place. That is the destiny of all the beings that walked into creation. Only after completely fulfilling oneself, getting an all-round development to the soul, and when the necessary experience is gained, the necessary evolution also happens to the soul, and thereby the souls would finally reach the destination, which is Brahman itself. So we have all come down and have been expressing through so many lives, and then we have been experiencing over lives together. And now, when we have decided that we would walk the written path on a quicker pace, then the souls take to the path of yoga. In the path of evolution, the final point is reaching Brahman. So for every being that descended into the creation, the destination anyway is Parabrahman only. But then if you have decided, if we have decided, and if we have been blessed to be on the path of yoga, then the return journey is much more quicker because of the intent and because of the practices that we do. So the path of yoga that each one of us are right now in this particular incarnation is the path of New Age yoga, which is called the Aquarian yoga, or the yoga which is called by Master CBB as Vriktarahita Taraka Raja Yoga. So see, this has to be the center of everything that we do in our daily life, because we have picked up this as our priority. We have to be very clear in ourselves as to what our priorities are. We have to be very clear what we want to achieve. This is an universal formula that works even for the mundane world. If you want to reach a target as a business house, if you want to reach to a target of set percentage of a profit, then you have to be serious about it. You have to find ways and means of devoting your energy and then your mind, your thoughts on that particular target. Only then the targets can be achieved. Targets cannot be achieved just only by wishing them and just only by thinking about them, but not spending valuable time and energy for it. Without objectively working out for your target, targets can never be reached. And particularly, all of you in the West surely know how the mundane world works there, because it is much more rigorous than in the East for you in the West. So you keep running around in your lives for achieving the targets that you have set for yourself, for achieving the targets that have been set by the employer for you, and you have your own personal targets. And this is the most innermost personal target that we have set for ourselves. That is walking the path of yoga. So unless we are very serious about it, unless we are totally committed for it, unless we spend most of our thoughts and then carry in our awareness about walking the path of yoga and then the steps involved in it, we would be only making a wishful thinking that we are on the path, but we will not be able to tread the golden path which leads us to the heart center, which leads us to the center where immortality can be experienced, and which is the first step and the foremost promise that Master CBB has made in this yoga in which we are, the yoga of Vriktarahita Taraka Raja Yoga. So Taraka means Tarimpu. Tarimpu means gaining the liberation or being immortal. So if we have to be on the path, walk on the path, progress on the path, there are instructions, there are guidelines, there are practices which time and again have been explained to us, given to us as guidance by Master VK and Master KPK. Both of them have given the yoga of Master CVP to all of us. They have shown us how our lives have to be molded so that we are on the path, how our actions have to be in the right way so that we are on the path, how our speeches have to be, how our attitude has to be, how our thinking process has to be. Everything has been explained in the teachings, and more so has been wonderfully demonstrated by them. If you see closely the lifetime teachings of Master VK or Master KPK for that matter, we will only see that in every walk of life, they have been demonstrating whatever they have taught. So, as followers of Master VK, just by praising Master VK or having the glamour of knowing Master VK or having the glamour of read the books of Master VK or Master KPK does not really help, because all that we do, we are doing from the state of mind. It is not from the state of buddhi, but it is the state of mind. Everything that you do from the state of mind has a termination point. It suffers limitation, the limitation of death. So the moment you die, everything that you have gained through mind, everything that you have accumulated by applying mind just vanishes. And then again in the next incarnation, we have to start everything afresh. The forgetfulness also comes to us only because we more and more function only through mind. As long as we are working through mind, as long as we are reading books through being only in the state of mind, in the mental plane, whatever we read does not stay for very long. And whatever teachings that we hear from Master EK or Master KPK, it is a common experience to all of us. When he speaks, it is always afresh. But later when we think about it, we know that it has already been spoken by Master several times before. But it does not get stabilized in us because we are always functioning in the mental plane. So we descend into the mental plane as we get up in the morning. And then from the mental plane, we descend into our body made up of 5 senses, and we work out our daily routine by remaining in our 5 senses and the body. So more or less throughout our daily life or throughout our day, we are mostly in our senses, body and mind. So this is senses, body and mind is only a precipitate of the soul. So as souls, we are permanent, but as souls occupying the mental body and physical body, we are impermanent. So more and more we are with impermanent, and more we are with the impermanent things, we tend to die. More and more we are with the permanent, we tend to be transcending the limitation of death, and we are, whenever we are orienting more and more to who we are and where we come from, and we carry that in our awareness, then more and more we are not with the impermanent things. So in our daily routine, as practitioners of Master CVP Yoga, we have to be mindful of how much time are we in the impermanent things and how much time are we with the permanent things. So just one state above, one plane above the mental plane, if we step into, then we are transcending slowly from the temporary to permanent. So mind is the key for functioning in the outer. But if we also have to enter the inner, if we also have to get into the subjective planes, mind becomes a blockade to us. We also have to carry the necessary keys to unlock the mind so that we walk into the subjectivity. Since ages and since lives together, mind has been practiced by us only to express into the outer. So we only have used minds over lives and lives to only to express through the body and five senses into the objectivity. But the same implements which are given to us also work subjectively. So the five senses that we have for outer functioning also can be used for our subjective experiencing. The mind that we hold for our objective functioning, the same mind can be used for our subjective functioning as well. So when the mind gets turned into the inner, it becomes a subjective mind, and it slowly starts to radiate the light of the soul, which is called buddhi. So that is why we are given a symbol of an eagle carrying two heads. So the two heads represent the objective head and then the subjective head. The left head is the objective head, and then the right head is the subjective head. So each one of us carry a double head. We carry double minds. Double minds in the sense it is not two personalities, but a mind which functions in the objective and a mind which functions in the subjective. So more and more, when I say that we have to orient into the subjective, into the more permanent things, what I mean is we have to be in the subjective mind more and more than the objective mind. So this is what is given as a regulation. If you see in Bhagavad Gita, in the 6th chapter, Lord says, Yuktahara Viharasya, and then the sloka continues where it says that we have to limit our eating, celebrating, enjoying, sleeping, and everything has to be in its limits. Only when we are able to set limits in the outer, we will be able to have enough time to move into the inner. So once we move into the inner, that is when the actual process of transformation starts. Until and unless we step into subjectivity, the process of repair, which Master CVV promises, does not really start. We might fancy by sitting in the prayers and then conducting group lives and living in the group lives and then fancy ourselves to be the disciples of Master VK and Master KPK, and fancy ourselves that we are walking the path of Master CVV Yoga. But the real process or the real following of the teachings of Master EK will happen only when we start practicing whatever has been taught. So the minimum that is given in the path of Master CVB Yoga is, all of you know, that we do Master CVB prayer every 12 hours, morning in the 6 and evening at 6 o'clock. So the simple instruction is to invoke the seed sound CVB and then close the eyes, visualize Master, and then utter the seed sound CVB, and then continue to see what is happening with him. So this is what is given as an exercise, but it is a common experience to all of us that the moment we complete invoking Master CVB, after very short time, the mind hijacks our consciousness, and then we move into the objective thinking and objective functioning, though sitting in the prayer. So most of us, we sit physically in the prayer, but mentally we are elsewhere. Just like a pet dog that goes around in the house, the mind just goes around and round and then comes back only when we are again uttering Gayatri mantra, and only that also is only for a moment. And then even while the Gayatri mantra is mechanically happening, the mind keeps traveling in the outer world. Likewise, what happens to the mind is that though we are thinking that we are in the prayer, though we want to contemplate in the inner, the mind is dragging us more and more into the outer world, which means that the time that we are spending with our mind in the objective is much more than what we are spending in the subjectivity. So the necessary adjustment has to happen in the outer. We have to consciously make efforts to reduce certain unnecessary activities to increase time for our subjective contemplation. So this is one hint that we can take when we understand that the mind is running out into the objectivity when we are sitting in the prayer. Another important aspect that is given as a hint in the teachings of Master is that the thoughts that we get, we have to keep observing in the prayer. So when we sit in the prayer, we get many thoughts. Master says, observe the thoughts. And then the moment you observe the thought vanishes. And then again, another thought comes. And then that thought vanishes, and again another thought comes. That thought vanishes and another thought comes. It is not that we are with the one thought the entire prayer. In the prayer, we get several thoughts. Some people would get 10 thoughts, some people would get 15 kinds of thoughts, some people would get carried away just by one thought. But what is required is the practice that is required to be adapted is that we have to observe the thought and then the thought vanishes. And one more key that is given is that more and more we develop impersonal functioning. That is an outer adjustment that is given for our inner fulfillment. If we have to sit in the prayer and then you don't want to have too many thoughts, then there has to also be an outer adjustment. So more and more we are with our personal thoughts for our personal gain, thoughts in relation to people who are very personal to you. More and more your thoughts are towards personal, then more and more you are attached to the thoughts. More and more the thoughts become impersonal, then the necessary attachment does not really manifest. So that is one key which is given. Whenever we get a thought, the thought pulls our body and then the senses into action, and then we are into action, and then the actions are guided by the thought. So thought is the starting point. If the thoughts that we are continuously entertaining are in relation to our personal, and then these thoughts are not impersonal, then the thoughts they take us to an attachment because of which similar thoughts keep coming. Is it not? The thoughts relating to our children, the thoughts relating to our spouses, the thoughts relating to our parents, or the thoughts relating to our profession or our bureau or our bosses or our subordinates. It is all happening, those thoughts are happening to us only because subconsciously we are attached to it, and the mind is getting habituated to think only about it. So more and more in our daily regular routine, if we also start functioning impersonally, then the habit of generating impersonal thoughts will arise. So more and more we are impersonal, our instrument of five-pointed star is considered to be orienting upward. And then more and more we are with our personal thoughts, then our five-pointed star, which is our body made up of five senses, is working with the personality. More and more we are with the personality and personal thoughts. We are giving more and more energy to our personality and not to to something which is impersonal in us. So the moment you step out from the personal thoughts and personality, you are stepping out of what you have. So what we have is the body. What body is what we have. Personality is something what we have. Then the family is what we have. The relations that we have developed with the family is what we have. Everything that we own in the outer is what we have. But there is something in us which is actually is and what we are. What we are basically an pulsating unit of consciousness called as soul, which is just nothing but a fragment of super soul. The super soul expressed as soul is what we are. So as long as we are with the thought of who we are, then we are automatically stepping out of the limitation of what we have. So when I am saying personality, it is a limitation. Transmission out from the okay. When personality is what we have, body is what we have, everything in the objective is what we have. So as long as we are with what we have, we are with only temporary things. And you cannot expect immortality by being with temporary things. We have to move into more permanent things, which is who you are, what you are. What I am, what you are only n fragments of super soul or Parabrahman which we have understood. So in our awareness, we also have to carry it. Just by knowing, or just by knowing through reading books or listening to masters' lectures, we know that we are not body, we know that we are not our name, and that we are a soul, pulsating units of consciousness. But only when you have realized it, then this particular knowledge that we have acquired through books becomes a reality. Only through experiencing that particular thought stabilizes in us. By being with I am always helps us in being impersonal. When I said before that we have to be more with impersonal thoughts, that is possible only when we constantly carry in our awareness that I am that I am. I am a fragment of that, and that is verily I am. So this particular understanding has to be stabilized in our awareness. So we also have to be always aware that I am that, and that is I am. So this is what Jesus Christ says, I am that I am. Or he also says that I am the way. So this is basically the awareness that a yoga practitioner or disciple has to carry with him. Only then we will be able to step out from the limitation of personal thoughts and personal actions. So if you see Master EK, in his entire daily routine, he was functioning only for others. There is nothing personal for him in whatever he did the moment he got up in the morning until he slept in the late night. Same thing we see with Master KPK also. So their lives have become impersonal. Their lives, they lived a life of being impersonal, and nothing that they have done is for their personality or for personal objective or personal gain. If we have seen Master KPK books or Master EK books, so much of wisdom has come through them. So many books that they have written, so much of knowledge they have shared, but they never claimed all that has come from them as theirs, because they considered that whatever has been written is not theirs, because they are always in the awareness of that as functioning through them. So whenever you say that Master, you have written very well, or Master, you have given a wonderful lecture today, we are all inspired. Master KPK says it has come that way today. It is not that he thinks that he has delivered that lecture. So there is nothing personal in whatever they do. There has been nothing personal in what they did in their entire lives. In everyday routine also, if you see, there is nothing which is personal from them for them. So from being personal to being impersonal is the step that is to be gained. But then that step can be gained only in our, if we are carrying in our awareness that we are not our body, we are not our name, and then we are not the relations with which we are called. I am not a father, I am not a brother, I am not a husband. If I am a husband, I have to be husband 24 hours, is it not? I become husband only when I am interacting with my wife. I become a father when I am interacting with my son. I become a teacher when I am interacting with my students. I become a student when I am interacting with my teacher. So just like we are changing our identity depending upon the interactions that we are having, similarly, the identity that we have as the body also gets changed after the incarnation is over. So the identity that is which is more permanent, which is I am that I am, if we are carrying in that awareness, then the thoughts automatically become impersonal. If I am standing in a place where there is a lot of noise and then I am uttering Om, the vibration of Om cannot be felt so much. But if I am sitting in awareness of I am that I am, and if we are uttering the same Om, then the vibration of Om can be more heard. You know, the practice that is given to us is that when we are uttering Om, we have to listen to it. But if our mind is very busy and noisy, and then when we utter Om, the Om happens, but then we are consciously not listening to it. The 3 times Om has been increased to 7 times. But in 7 times Om that we utter in the prayer, how many times are we able to listen to the Om while we are uttering? Because when we listen to the Om very consciously, then we will realize that the seed sound Om, which is the basis of all creation and which is the basis for you yourself, is actually taking us upward. So whenever we utter Om, the consciousness or awareness in us keeps moving upward from wherever you are and takes us to the topmost point in us, which is Ajna, and then later into Sahasrara. And then when we utter the Om, and then when we are ending the sound Om, we have to visualize as if we are passing and then boring out ourselves through the Ajna center and then Sahasrara and into the surroundings. So that is the kind of practice which we are expected to do, but that can happen only when we are able to be in that particular awareness of the background. The background that is there is Parabrahman, and then the background from which we have come forth is Parabrahman, and when we ourselves are Parabrahman, and then everything that is surrounding us is verily Brahman, then if in that awareness if you are, that is what is given as so-called Antaryami sadhana, or so-called Vishnupasana, or so-called Bhagavatopasana. So these upasanas are nothing but always carrying in our awareness as to who we are and then what we are, and that we are a fragment of the super soul or Parabrahman. So if we are able to carry that awareness in us, then whatever we transact, we'll be transacting light only. So So that is what Master E.K. gave in his invocation. May we live in the awareness of the background. Then the next sentence that comes out is, may we transact light in terms of joy. So the transaction of light cannot happen unless we are in the awareness of the background. We will be able to be in that awareness of the background only when we are not with other things. So busily in the morning, when we get into our work, or when we are getting into our daily routine, to our all daily course that we do, if we are able to live in that background and function, then the functioning becomes more and more impersonal. And then more and more, we are not with the impermanent things, but we are with the permanent things. We are with the impersonal thoughts. So carrying in our awareness that background is also given by Master CVV. He said, whomsoever you see me in them. In whatever situation you are, see that situation as me. This is the practice which Master CVV also has given. So this is not something that which is required, which we are doing out of syllabus. If we are on the path of Master CVV, then we have to follow the instructions given by Master CVV. So in the daily prayers that we do, if we have to be able to concentrate and then move subjective in our prayers, the outer adjustment that is required is by being impersonal more and more in our thoughts. And that step can be gained only when we are carrying that background in our awareness. If we are able to carry out, continue to carry the awareness of I am that I am, and not the identities that we have gained as that I am Guruprasad, I am a chartered accountant, I am a successful professional, I am the managing partner of such and such a firm, I have so many people under me. So all these are all false identities or mistaken identities. These are all false and mistaken identities because we don't want to relate with them, because those identities are temporary in nature. As we are orienting more and more towards gaining immortality, we have to be with the things which are immortal. So when we walk or step into the area of buddhi, then we are transcending our mental state or mental plane. So more and more we are in the mental plane. As I said earlier, we are with the impersonal things. From mental plane to buddhic plane, if the grand step has to happen, then the outer practice given is being in that particular awareness of I am that I am, which is verily the Antaryami sadhana which Master E.K. also has given, and which Master KPK also explained many a time to us, which is very important. So this is one particular hint that we have to take. And if we are really serious about what we want to do, or where we want to get, or to fulfill ourselves through the path of Master CVV Yoga, this is a very important step. We have to start it. I don't say that it is easy and then we are not doing it. It is very difficult. But we have to make baby steps towards it. Being in the state of I am that I am, and then you are interacting with the other person that he is also the same being as you are, also seeing verily the master present before you. You are master yourself, and then the one who you are seeing is also master. So this practice, you have to start with at least few people in a day. Suppose on a daily basis you meet 10 people. At least start with 2 people, because you can't be doing it throughout the day in the first day itself. Slowly we have to start with 1 person and then try to do it, and then increase it to 2 persons, then increase it to 3 persons. Simplest way to do is to see master in the person whom you don't interact so much, whom you don't relate to so much, or to whom with whom you won't work so much. So that is the place where we have to start. Just as an example, there would be a security guard standing at the entrance of your office building or at your bureau itself. Every day in the morning, there is not much of an interaction that happens between you and then that security guard. The only thing that you see with the security guard is probably say good morning or good evening, good night. If he asks how was your day, I would only say it went wonderful. Or if he says have a nice day, I would say thank you, wish you the same. So these are only common interactions, small interactions that we have with that person. But the moment you are starting to office, you have to carry in your awareness that you are going to meet that particular person and see master in him. And then if we are able to do that in the morning and then in the evening, then we should try to find some other person, the second person, the third person, the fourth person, the fifth person. Slowly we have to inculcate the habit of interacting with the master or Parabrahman in the outer. Likewise, you will be in situations every day. There are repetitive situations in which we are, right? Every day in the morning, you enter into the office, there is a situation there, which is a common situation for every one of us. Meeting your colleagues or meeting your boss, right? Likewise, when you come home, there is always a situation with the kids. So there are many situations that are there in our daily life. We have to start with some small situations and try to see that situation as master. You are starting from the office to come home. When you are entering your house, you have to carry in your awareness that I am getting into a situation which I will see it as master. You will interact with your children better. You will interact with your wife better because you see the situation as master, as a situation being presented by the master. And this practice we have to start slowly because it is easy for us to do it in group life after being so much oriented to the energy of master. But then to be able to continuously bring it into our life day in and day out is what is required. Only then we will be able to sit in meditation for long hours so that the necessary repair and transformations happen. So this is a double-edged sword. When you are piercing a sword into an object, it cuts on the either side because the sword has two edges. So the practices that we do also have to be double-edged. When we are using that sword, it also transforms the outer. Your outer functioning has to also change. Only then the subjective work can happen in the way it is intended to happen. So only by sitting in prayers and then functioning irresponsibly in the objective world doesn't help a lot. And we are only wasting time by doing it. So our objective functioning has to slowly align to the objective of seeing master in everyone, seeing every situation as a master, and then carry in our awareness that I am that I am, and lose the identity of that I am body or I am such and such a person with such and such a name or a qualification. All these false identities, just by wishing them that they should fall, will not fall. Only when we stop carrying in awareness all of them, slowly they will fall. Suppose if I stick a paper like this and then it sticks to me, and then slowly, if I don't keep sticking it more and more, the sticker on my body, slowly it falls off, is it not? We all experienced our band-aids in our childhood. We used to have some injury on our arm or on our leg. Then parents used to put a bandage. And then over days, if we are not, sticking one more band-aid over it, over time, say 3 or 4 days time, it slowly falls off, is it not? Likewise, all the false identities that we are carrying with us, all the impersonal thoughts that we are carrying with us because of the false identity that we are carrying, all the impersonal thoughts that we are getting because of the false attachments that we are having, if we are not giving energy to it, if we are not giving the energy of our consciousness to it, slowly they will fall off. And then the true identity of what we are, who we are, and then the true transaction with the master, and then the true transaction with the light happens in the objective as well as in the subjective. So what I would like to communicate to all of us, including me, and then to all that are present here in Radha Madhavam, and those that are gathered there, is that the practices relating to inner evolvement are not only inner, they are also related to outer. Only when we rectify our outer activity, they will contribute to our inner evolution. And the rectification in the outer activity can happen only when we are able to carry the right identity in our awareness. So the moment you get up in the morning, the first thing that we should be able to recollect is I am that I am. That is the first test. The moment we get up in the morning, if we are able to collect I am that I am, then we have to see how long we will be able to carry that awareness. And then the people that we meet, how many we are able to see master in them. And in the situations that we get into in our daily life, in how many situations we are able to see master. So more and more we are in the master in the outer, then more and more we will be able to be with the master even in our inner practices. So more and more we are with master, or more and more we are with our true identity, then unconsciously we are moving away from the temporary and mental plane and ascending ourselves into the aura of Buddhic plane, which is proximate to the heart center, which is the foremost center or the primary step or the center that we have to reach. So once we reach that heart center, then we are bestowed with happiness, bliss, and everlasting joy, and also we said to have gained immortality. So the moment we step into the heart center, we are said to have gained immortality. We are said to have gained the body of golden light, or the Antakarana Sarira, which Master CVV has promised to all of us. So let us be very, very sincere with our prayers. Let us be ardent with our prayers. Let us look forward for every moment of praying. The day when you are more and more looking forward to it, it means that you are liking it more and more. It is not that you want to be in the prayers, but it is that you should be able to be liking to be in the prayers. So it is wanting is something, but liking is something more. So that kind of taste that we have to develop for our inner activities and then the outer practices. So let us be in the presence of Master in this group life that you are conducting there, and carry the presence with you when the group life is over into your regular lives, and let us try to orient to the Master more and more in the prayers, outside the prayers, in every walk of our life, and in every situation that we get into. Thank you very much. Namaskarams.
Namaste, Guruprasad Garu. Thank you very much. Thank you for the nice discourse, and
అయిపోయింది.
okay.
That's
Thank
That's okay. Thank you. Thank you, Guruprasad Garu. I think వచ్చారా? ఇప్పుడు వస్తుంది, మేము మాటలు వస్తున్నాయి. రండి. కూర్చోండి.
I thank Gopi and Narsimhan Garu
thank
for
you, and
making a part of this wonderful group life that you are having there. I wish I could be there with all of you, but I am connecting from Radha Madhavam, and I wish you all the very best. And successful conduct of this group life. Thank you.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
discussion. Thank you very much. And we are all happy here.
Thanks, Andy.
And today is the third day, successfully completed with your discourse. And one day I know that you will be here with us in our part of our Friends of Niagara. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.